Welcome to the hottest real estate topics on the planet, keeping you up to date with all the creative ways to buy and sell real estate without bank qualifying, so anyone can build real income starting today. Here is another great show with Dealmaker Bill and Pete the Rookie.
All right, here we are at another episode of Flipping Houses for Rookies. I don't know what to be today. I guess I'll be $100 bill today.
I thought that was it.
I'm Dealmaker. I mean, I know that Naomi's Dealmaker, but I'm like Master Dealmaker.
He is. He is. That's how he got to be the $100 bill.
Pete didn't even know what to say about that. I mean, if he could be like, if he could be rookie number 5, I could be Master Dealmaker, right?
Absolutely.
I was trying to think, how do we, Dealmaker, when do you use it? Is one for one thing, one's for something else?
When I want to get my way. And put my foot down. This is what we're doing.
Okay.
Hey, you know what the biggest problem with being, you know what the best thing about being your own boss is?
What?
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You know what the worst thing about being your own boss is?
You can do whatever you want.
You can
You
do
have
whatever.
nobody to answer to, and you can
Nobody
do whatever you want.
You do, yeah.
The buck stopped and you turn around, there's nobody.
There's no bucks.
There's the buck.
There's
Yeah.
no bucks.
You're looking for the $100 bill and it's
Yeah,
you.
Yeah, exactly.
But you don't
Exactly.
have one. You
Oh,
are one, but
shit.
you don't have one.
Guess I shouldn't have goofed off last week, huh?
Exactly.
Good morning,
Exactly.
Naomi.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm doing okay.
You and I got some powerful shit going on now, don't we?
We sure do.
Yeah, we're
It's that
ramping this.
coffee right there.
We're ramping this up, aren't we?
Weed. Whoops, no swearing.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
So,
Say, Bill, she swears?
oh yeah.
Naomi
and I have come to terms.
Oh, right. Awesome.
Yeah, there's no more social veneers.
Was she trying to be polite for a while?
I was.
She was being a girl.
Just testing the
She's allowed
waters?
to be a girl.
See, I got to get in the front or back seat and hang
But
out
it-
with you guys more now. See what happens.
Yeah, exactly. Totally. Well, we got to. I don't know what's going to happen today because you have an offer we got to do, and I need to spend time with her. But we need to make another one of our videos. One of us needs to.
Yeah.
So the thing is we're together on Thursdays, and I have reservations about doing the podcast on Thursday, doing live podcast, and then in the afternoon doing deals. It's like maybe it might be too much, and then all of a sudden for 3 or 4 days we don't do anything.
Mm.
So I have reservations about that. But I probably just knocked that off because I think people will watch anyway. So.
Yeah, I think people like it.
All right, so Naomi,
Yes.
just because I'd like to do these things in public,
Yes.
get ready. We're going straight up and vertical. Here we go. Today's episode is number 86. 86, Peter. 86. I hope at 86 I'm still doing this.
I'm sure you will be.
Yeah, I decided 93 is probably when I'm going to stop. I decided it a few
So
years
young?
ago. 93 is when I
You know-
not die,
No.
just like stop doing whatever.
86.
93.
You want to do this until you're 93?
Why not?
I got a different plan.
You do?
Yeah. Well, we'll just check back in about
Do nothing and die.
No.
Watch TV and die.
None of those things. But we'll just check back in 10 years, see if you really like hammering away at this.
I didn't say I was going to be doing the job I'm doing now. I said I want to do this. In other words, get others to do it.
Define this.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
We'll do that
things-
another episode.
Things grow, Pete, and like roles shift, and
Mhm.
you're still in the same thing, but roles shift.
That's fine.
Well, if I'm 90, then Naomi would be 75. She'll still be raring to go. She'll be all right.
I'm going to be a youngster still.
She'll be
I
all
mean,
right.
here's the thing that you don't realize. Come 2020, science and is changing a lot, and people are going to be living a lot older. There's a lot of research behind what I'm saying.
2020 is the year,
That's
huh?
right around the
Uh-oh.
that's right around the corner.
So we got to live 2 more years to get there.
So
Evidently.
I mean, 100
There's a
years
mystery
old is going
sandwich.
to be young.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's get right to it so some of our listeners don't get mad for us chit-chatting. We'll get right down
Oh
to
man,
business.
we're going to get the angry
They-
messages
Wait a
again.
minute. They just found out that if they wait 2 years, they'll live forever. Shut up.
All I know is we have almost 700,000 downloads, and I've only had 2 people complain about that, so
Well,
I guess they lose.
the percentage is way too low. There's more nasty people than that in the world.
All right, so the name of today's episode is A Question You Always Ask Before Making an Offer. A question you always ask before making an offer. Episode number 86.
Is that beside Where's the Bathroom?
I do that all the time.
You do. And at first I thought it was like you were checking to make sure the
No,
faucet
it's my
worked and
damn prostrate or bladder or whatever way it is. Remember, I'm in my 50s.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Well,
Okay, let's move on.
moving right along, folks.
Here's a description we put in Facebook, and here is what we are going to talk about today. Are you ready? Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Do you worry? And remember, the episode name is A Question You Always Ask Before Making an Offer. Do you worry or wonder if you can get through a deal? Dun, 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 dun. Or do you wonder if you are missing something? Dun, dun, dun. Or even worse, do you have the correct market value so you don't overpay? Maybe you are worried about paying for the property or its monthly payments.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever think those were voices in your own head? Listen to this podcast as it convinces you to not take your own advice. There we go.
Those
Yes.
are some good questions.
Yes.
Are they?
Those are some really good
And
questions.
yes.
And how to not take your own advice. Oh boy, there's a topic. There's a topic.
I got to fix this. So listen to... All right, anyways, we'll do that later.
Those are some pretty good sound effects you were doing earlier, Pete.
He does it all the time.
I don't know what the transcriber...
He does that in the car when I'm talking to him. He does it in my office when I'm
What does
talking
the
to him.
transcriber do when you're doing this?
HMMM question mark. MMMUUHHN.
All right, let's get started. I don't want to hear about Peter's sound effects. I hear them all day long. First question. Do you worry or wonder if you can get through a deal? Okay, Peter, you're the rookie. Give it to me.
This is your
He's
golden
perplexed.
opportunity.
He's got front stage, and he's like frozen. Stage fright, stage fright, stage fright.
Where am I? No. Where do I begin? Where do I begin?
So first of all, I want to clarify the first question. A question you always ask yourself before making an offer. So like suppose you were to listen to our episodes, or you were listening to, hey, we had one guy at the seminar last weekend, Charles, which if he's listening, yay, Charles.
Yay.
Said he started listening to our podcast in March of last year. This is 2018.
18. So
Yep.
that was about exactly 1 year ago.
Okay. He's bought 5 houses,
Which is amazing.
which is amazing. I mean, I get this. I think he's probably the most I've heard so far, but I mean, we've had guys just buy houses just from listening to the podcast. Okay. However, there are some folks that haven't bought a house, and they're probably asking themselves these questions. So in other words, the point that I was making is if you listen to the podcast and you figure out how we're calling for sale by owners, we've given you scripts, just go back in past episodes, you'll find them, and how to do it. You get on the phone and somebody almost says yes. And then you get these questions, and you freeze. You freeze.
Yeah.
So the first one is, do you worry or wonder if you can get through the deal?
Well, we talk a lot about how to find the houses, less about what to do with them, to sell it, but we do talk about that part. But you really spend a lot of time looking for them, and you might not think your exit strategy, and then it comes in front of your face, and then you might not have a lot of experience buying the houses, but you damn well know you don't have any experience selling them. So, yeah, you're going to wonder. Yeah, if you've never done it,
Actually, that was a question I forgot to put on there, is how do you find the buyer? I forgot to put that question on there.
how do you find the buyer?
How do you find the buyer? That was a
Well-
question I get all the time, too.
Oh, really? Oh, well, for us, we're in the middle of that a lot. I mean, just listen to that's what we talk about almost
Right. Well, almost
more
every
than anything.
episode.
More than
They
anything.
need to listen to some of the previous episodes. Tell people to...
But more than that, how do you find the buyer? Oh, yeah, you meant the buyer, not the seller. Yeah. He meant boy, sometimes I reverse those in my head.
Right.
Sure. Yeah.
Finding the seller's not hard. I mean, we've made that easy. It's done with FSBOs.
they're advertising. Here I am.
Yes.
Is
And
there
they're
Exactly.
perfect for what we want to do.
is there a
But
place?
now you get control of the property, or now it's your turn, and you're like, where do I find a buyer?
Yeah. Yeah, I that's going through my head right now. But the property we're going to see today, it's a free and clear,
Yay.
but it's close. It's around $300,000 or close to, and then I know what the rent would be, which is more than the average in my area, but this is a better house than the average in my area. Will I find somebody who will pay that much rent and more than that?
Right.
Well, Bill will know.
Can you bring up on the
Right.
screen for me so I can see it, not others, just me?
Research knows.
The new course.
Well, I did the research. I mean,
The
I know
normal
the median rent in my area.
So there you go. So
But-
you know.
Yeah, I do. But there's a better house than average. So are there enough people that would? I don't know if there's enough people that.
Bring it to the market and see what the market
Well,
says.
if I buy it owner finance and I get the deed, now what do I do? So
And back to you, Bill.
yeah.
let's just like curtail this and like.
But that's what happens. That's happening in my head now. I was listening to the your coaching call on the way in.
Yeah.
And talking about free and clear houses and exactly what I have in front of me. So we're gonna go look at that.
Nice.
So
Nice.
he'll have a better feel for will this work, not work? How do we do
Mm-hmm.
it so it's safe? Because I'm carrying 2 houses. We're carrying 2 houses with expenses now.
Yeah.
All
That's
right,
right.
so scroll. So I just had Emma pull up. You guys on Facebook can't see this, but I just had Emma pull up. So scroll down, and we're in the new course on how to buy real estate without a loan. Just keep scrolling down. Okay, how to prepare the house for a deal meeting. How to prepare the documents for the deal meeting. Go ahead. How to. Oh, here. Okay,
Yeah.
so how to prepare the house to sell it on your own. Right.
Once you own it.
Once you own it. And then keep going down. How to advertise the house and get a lot of activity. Now, the point that I want to make there, no, that's what I want. I'm right there. Thank you, sweetheart. So, what, now scroll back up to the other section, Em. How many videos are up there, Pete? How to prepare the house. There's what, 2,
1, 2,
4,
3,
6
4,
videos.
5, 6.
6 trainings, right?
To prepare the house.
To
once
prepare
you got
the
it.
house. 2, 4, 6 of them, right? Now scroll down. There's 3 videos to show you how to sell the house. Now, I want you to get this. The last one, this is a case study that we did with Meriden.
Right.
Okay? And we had, I think, 118 phone calls or something like that. It was over
It was
100
pretty
phone
high.
calls.
Yeah.
I think we had almost 30-something, 37 or 38 people
People
go to
through.
the house.
Yeah.
And I think we had 28 or 29 go into the house.
Yeah.
Okay?
Correct.
And it was from those 3 videos right there.
Yeah.
I just had a coaching client ask me, he wants to talk to another coaching client who's actually studying Facebook advertising. He's like, I got to get a hold of so-and-so, right, when we were on the phone
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah.
So I got to get through a hold so-and-so so he can show me how to do Facebook advertising. I said, stop. He has the course already. He already paid for the course.
Exactly.
Just go in and watch these 3 videos. It's less than an hour. They're about 20 minutes apiece. And I will show you how to find a buyer. Point blank.
Yeah.
Point blank. It is. The problem is what's in your head. You think it's too difficult.
My question, just personally right now, is when you know like a certain area, like a town, the median, what's usual for that area, and you have something higher than that, how do you know how much traffic you might get if it's higher than usual? How far beyond median do you go before you out of your own comfort zone? Does it matter? Will you always find someone?
Go ahead. I have. I
Right.
don't even know what you. I was on a Charlie Brown. I'm sorry. I was like,
Wah,
wah, wah, wah, wah, wah. I don't even know what you just said. Because
Right. So
none of
bring
that
it-
stuff.
bring it to the market.
None of that stuff matter. Why are you asking yourself those questions?
Because if you buy the house with the deed,
Yeah. So what?
well, what if you bring it to market and it's a little bit more than a lot of people want to spend, and will it take just longer to find the guy, or you don't find the guy?
Some of it can be timing during the time of the year that it's because spring market, a lot of people.
No.
But
No. I understand what you're saying.
right,
But if you bought the house the right way with the formulas that we're talking about, you can't get hurt. You just can't get hurt. The thing to do is to use the formulas that we teach you. You can't get hurt.
I think that he's concerned on the price though when trying to figure out the price point. So if the price point is too high, the market's going to tell you that instantly,
Right.
because you won't be getting traffic flow, and so you know that something needs to. But again, with the formulas that Bill has, it allows for that.
Okay. So, Pete, obviously, you need to go into the course and look at this. And scroll up for me, would you, sweetheart? Please scroll up. Yeah. Keep going. keep going. All right, so yep. No, so scroll down. So it's not that one. It's the next one. How to prepare for the deal meeting. Use this checklist so everything is prepared in the deal, and know how much you can sell for before the deal meeting. I can't see it. What does it say?
Know how much you can sell for before the deal meeting,
And
and
you
you
won't-
won't get hurt.
There you go.
Yeah, well, that's my
So that's
question.
video.
Yeah, okay.
It's literally a 23-minute video, and I show you how I figure out what a house is worth. So when I walk into the house, like for example, when I did my marketing video, Emma and I did the case study on Side Hill. One of the things we were in the car, was choking on my cigar, right? And I'm like, okay, so I know I have it settled in my mind what I can do. Like these are my maxes, my max numbers, and I know what I can do. So when I negotiate, that's all I have to worry about. Which brings us to the next question, which is, do you wonder if you're missing something? No, that's not it. Yeah, so it's the third question down. So do you have attention on having the correct market value so you don't overpay?
Right.
Which is the question you're asking.
And that video addresses it. Correct?
Yeah. So obviously, I mean, I'm not telling everybody they have to go buy my training, but I've covered this in the training. I mean,
Right.
basically what happened is Emma and I did a documentary on Side Hill Road,
Right.
right, which we just bought and sold, I mean, like a month or two ago, because it took us that long to put the course together. And all I did was we called for sell by owners, we found a buyer, everything I did a 2-minute or 3-minute video on, okay, here's what I just did.
Right.
And then Emma took them and dumped them all into one video, which is 33 minutes long. 39 minutes long. Where is that video, Em? Is it anywhere? It's on a website somewhere.
Yeah, we have a private link. I don't think we have a public link.
Well, we haven't finished building the page, I don't think. So anyways, we'll get that link to you in the next week or so.
If you want, by the end of this podcast, I can have that.
No, that's all right. So we can, we'll get you a link there. The point is I walk through the whole thing, like this is what I did next, and here's what I did next, and here's what I did next. And just as we were doing it, we took a 2 or 3 minute video. Then I took that video and I went in and I built the course based on that video, the steps that I took
Right.
at that house. And I
Right.
used that house as the case study.
Right.
You know, so all the marketing and all the Facebook ads and all the stuff were how we sold that house, because we got a $10,000 check.
Yeah.
So I bought the house for
Yeah.
nothing. Right?
Exactly.
I mean, I filed the deed for $1,600, which I chose to do, but she gave us a house for what she owed on it,
Exactly.
and we collected a check for $10,000.
Exactly.
So all this stuff you're talking about is in there. I mean, it's not what today's show is about, but here's the point.
It is for me.
That's what my point is.
That's the
Yeah.
details. And I
It's
know
a great
how
question.
it works, but I haven't been through as many terms deals.
Right.
I've seen you guys do it, and I know some of the math, but like, how will it actually play out? So yeah,
Yeah.
I need more details on that. So that's why I got you here.
It's a great question. I mean,
Oh.
a lot of the listeners.
No, that's why
probably
you have a
wonder.
course now that you can
Yeah.
study.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
that was one of the things you and I talked about. I felt like you just following me around was too scattered.
Yeah.
Because we might run into something in March, and then in May run into something different, and they're actually distinct. In other words, this is step 2 and this is step 3, but it was 4 months in between, and you didn't remember step 2.
Yeah. But
So
it's also learn when it hits instead of being ready when it hits
Right.
and being prepared.
Exactly.
So it's more fun to be prepared
I'm
than
going
like
to
wing it.
tell you right
Oh, yeah.
now, it says how to
How to fill out.
use this checklist so everything is prepared for you in the deal meeting. Even I do that. I mean, I didn't even realize I was doing it, but I do that. Now that there's a checklist, you just check.
Yeah.
Naomi's going to do that, so I don't have to show up with paper. I don't have to worry about showing up to the.
With
she's
the
gonna do it.
paperwork,
Yeah, I
right.
don't have to do nothing.
Right.
Just show up. Pretty soon I won't have to do that.
Very soon.
Yeah. Right? No, not everybody wants to do that. I mean, I want to go do something else. So
I think we all want to be prepared though.
We
That's
all
the whole
wanna
point.
Be,
We don't want to be unprepared. That's the
Right.
thing that scares being
Th-
unprepared.
There's a saying called like, "What's luck?" It's called preparation.
yeah.
I mean, it's also being in the right place at the right time. But when you are, if you're prepared,
Well, at least know what the steps are, which goes
Yeah.
back to, so all right, so the first question is, do you worry or wonder if you can get through a deal?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I don't know. The only thing I can tell you that I know is you can do one of two things. You can go to flippinghousesforrookies.com, And my blueprint course,
Oh, no, never mind. I'm sorry.
flippinghousesforrookies.com. Did I say it right? And there's only 3 courses on there. My 3 main courses. One is called How to Buy Real Estate with No Loan, which is the one we're talking about. It's $300. By the end of today is March 1st. By the end of the month, it will be $497.
Right.
So if you're going to buy it, don't screw around. Shit or get off the pot, because I'm in a launch right now, and I'm making sure that my email guys and my coaching guys get it for a discount price. It's well worth more than that. Okay, but that's not why I'm here. So, or you can go get my blueprint course. The blueprint course is $97, and it walks you through all the steps. Right, we did that some time ago. So there's actually 6 steps, and it walks you through how to find the deal.
Right.
Now the blueprint course doesn't have any of the for sale by owner stuff in there. It's got how we do mail and flyers and signs and what I did for many, many years. But it also walks you through the blueprint. Like, what are the steps? Like, how do you find the deal, and how do you make offers, and how do you do the paperwork? And except it doesn't have any of the paperwork. It's just an overview.
Right.
Where this new course is all about the paperwork. You get the paperwork. You get all the documents. This was
Everything.
built for you guys. This was built for Pete and Naomi
Right.
and her opening callers. And so it's as if I'm training my staff members. So this is what I would use if I have a new staff member come in, or like Pete saying he has questions. You should go. You have access. You should go study the course
Exactly.
because it will answer all those questions. Okay, so if somebody thinks that I'm here just to make money, then you're on the wrong podcast, because I'm going to tell you, when I show this to other people, I get anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000. It's easily $1,000, $997. Absolutely, but
Easily.
that's not my intention. So my intention is to, what's my intention, Pete? Henry Ford model.
A chicken in every pot and a car in every driveway
Henry Ford model.
Henry Ford model.
and a house in everyone's portfolio.
So Pete can't give me a straight answer.
Houses.
It confuses the shit out of everybody. So Henry Ford's model is that everybody in America should have an affordable automobile.
Yeah.
And because of that, he created the assembly line. He created the $5 a day work day when everybody else is paying $2 or $3, and he created the 40-hour work week so people could drive their cars on the weekend.
Yeah.
Well, my plan is to teach people how to buy in every person that wants to in America and more. Of course, we're in America, so we talk about that. But every American should have the right or have the ability to buy and sell or buy and invest in real estate and make themselves a fortune. It's not that hard. So we've created this course, which is how to buy real estate with no money down, with no money. No. How to buy real estate without a loan. Sorry.
Right.
And it does exactly that. You want to make $3,000 a month? This course will show you how. You want to make $20,000 a month? This course will show you how. You need a $100 deposit, and that's it. And it goes through every single step, and that's what it's done. So that's the first question. I don't know any other way to answer that question. You got to put your time in. You gotta like how not to worry to get through this deal. Either go watch one of those 2 courses, or listen to a shitload of podcasts. I mean, we've got 86 of them, and try to figure it out. I don't know any other way to answer that question.
Right.
But know that you don't have to worry, because for $300 right now, you can go buy the course, and you don't have to worry about how to do it, because I walk you through every single step.
It's very streamlined. If that's what their intention is, it's there.
Now, how do you find a buyer? I'm just going to give you an overview. I mean, it's in the course. We just talked about it. We put up a web page, which takes less than 10 minutes, and you don't need to be anything. I mean, you could literally have your teenager do it. Okay, and then we take the social platforms. We use Facebook because I'm good at Facebook, and we send traffic to it. My Facebook ad, I show you in the course. I give you the exact ad, but the Facebook ad that we use. I think the last time we did it for 3 days, and I think I got over 400 people to view the ad.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah. So it's no secret. These are all public tools. This is not, like for example, the page is Zillow.
Right. It's just opening your mind and kind of like looking for
connecting
it.
the dots.
Yeah, connecting the dots.
Using different platforms for one another.
Right.
But we got a shit ton of traffic there. We got a bunch of
lot
phone
of
calls.
traffic.
And it's not only just the traffic, it's how the ad's written. Right? So it's like, what do we talk about all the time? It's message
to market match. Yeah.
Right? So if if you had the right marketing. I mean, people. I talk about this in my meetups or my, what are they called, networking groups, because I talk about marketing there, and they don't get it. The contractors and shit, they don't get it. They're just I don't know what there's 3 types of DNA. Remember I told you?
Right.
Yeah, there's a guy DNA, a girl DNA, and a contractor DNA.
I hadn't heard that one.
Because I don't know where they come from, but the truth of the matter is that the only reason why any marketing does not work, any marketing, because there's been a lot of failures with marketing, is because the message to market didn't match.
Right.
And I got to tell you, when I do a marketing campaign, you pay me thousands of dollars to do a marketing campaign, 80% or more of the project is profiling who I'm going to sell to.
Yeah.
Once I get that profile, the copy's easy, because
Exactly.
I could be a big hairy gorilla in their living room that stinks, and they'll still buy from me.
Right.
Because
you
if
have
I
the
had the right
message
message
to
to market match.
Yeah.
So you guys don't need to figure that out, because I already have figured that out. So you've got 20 years worth of marketing experience, and Emma and I on doing SEO and and building websites, and I mean we still do that. Emma's building a website right now.
Nice. Nice.
I mean we have a guy a long guy we're building does sprinklers and stuff. And we're building a site, and it's gorgeous, right? We still do that, right? So you don't need to learn any of that. It's all there. So in 3 videos I show you, just like what I was showing you about my marketing campaign. I used to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars for marketing, and then you guys come along and it's like, well, do this. This works best. It's not that I know how to do it. It's just that we did it, and that was the results, and there you go.
Right.
So this is the other end of it. When we sell houses, here's what works best.
Yeah.
We've spent probably hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands of dollars to do marketing, and this is what works best.
Right.
You don't have
Right.
to reinvent the wheel.
It's crazy because it's not a lot. It's very little money.
Oh, it's
It's almost
I
like
think
it's almost
that ad
free.
that ad that we did, I think I spent $50 on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
We used to do signs, and I still do that. We did that
Yeah.
with Side Hill. We did some signs.
We definitely did.
We
Even
do
that's
signs.
not a lot of money.
We used to do neighborhood campaigns,
Yeah.
but the internet has changed all of it. It's completely changed the business, completely transformed the business. Right? I was thinking the other day, this because I was calling it New Era Real Estate Investing. It's really Real Estate Investing 2.0. It's really what it is. It's Real Estate Investing 2.0. That's what this is.
Right.
The investing part hasn't changed, but the way we do it on the internet, it has totally changed. It used to cost me $1,000, $1,500 to buy a house, in marketing. And sometimes it was $1,000. Like Naomi said,
Right.
sometimes it depends on the year, the type of year, So sometimes I'd have to spend $1,500 to buy a house, in marketing.
Yeah.
And $1,000, it's nowhere near that now.
Right. Right.
I mean,
God
I think
bless
it's
the internet.
Yeah, I think it's half of that. I mean, we're paying opening callers right now, but it's
Right.
still, it's nowhere near that.
Mm-hmm.
Now once I get the lead, obviously I got to pay Naomi and all that kind of stuff. So that's a little different story. But most people don't have to do that. I do that because I don't want to. Not that I don't want to do it, but
It's a thing of growth. It's a natural thing that should happen. I think.
Yeah, my goal is to go help people in other arenas and volunteer my time. I'm looking to go do that.
Right.
So that's my mission. No pun intended there. Do you wonder if you are missing something? Peter?
It's hard to know what you don't know. It's hard to prove a negative, or it's hard to prove something doesn't exist. What if there's something else? Prove that there isn't something.
But do those thoughts even enter into people's minds?
Well, when
Yes.
you
Do
knew
they
it,
wonder if they're missing something?
No, they don't. Well, that's a
well,
good
when you
point.
knew it's
They-
something, you just don't
then they-
know. I mean, you haven't gone
Right.
through from A to Z, so you haven't done everything. But
So they know they're
yeah.
missing something.
All you would need to know to not feel worried about it is to go through it a few times, and nothing bad happens, or whatever happens, you go through, you fix it, and you get through it, and it works.
Right.
And a few more times, like, well, I guess there isn't anything else because nothing happened. I made it through. You go on a trip, get in the car, you get there. Okay, let's try it again.
So it's
First day-
happening.
first
It's
day at
happening
work.
right now, isn't it?
It
Yeah?
is.
Yeah, he doesn't even know that you're doing it to him.
What you do to me?
She's saying that they don't know when they don't know, and right now she's doing it to you because she's asking you the question,
Yeah.
when you start doing deals, you may not know what you don't know. Mm-hmm. Yet you think you know it. Mm-hmm. And now you're sitting there thinking you know it by saying you have to go through the deal, which is completely wrong. You don't have to go through a deal to figure it out. Mm-hmm. You can watch somebody else do it. Mm-hmm. You can partner with somebody else. You could. There's plenty of YouTube videos. I'm sure you can go on A&E and watch them do it. Mm-hmm. So there are other ways. So what you're saying isn't true. So she's kind of caught you in the web here, right? Because people don't know what they don't know. Mm-hmm. They don't think, oh, I don't know all the steps, I better go get some training, or it's either one or the other. They like dive in and think they know it already, and they're kind of no bestie about it, and they're like, just do it, or the other way around. They're so afraid that's all they do is train.
I don't trust a lot of training personally.
There you go.
Because I'm a trainer.
Yep. And
a lot of guys don't do it right.
Okay.
They leave things out. They start in the middle. They start at the end.
There you go. He knows best.
No, I'm saying, as everybody that you've studied have everything straightened out and everything explained. I don't think so.
It's the reason why I spend $60,000+ for my real estate. That's
Yeah.
why. That's why I have a budget of 200 and change or two. I mean, I don't even have a budget anymore. I just buy books. I mean, I went on Amazon the other day. I went on Amazon and I spent like $100 on books, and then saw something else, and then an hour later went back and spent another $50. Mm-hmm. Right, and I'm like tearing through that shit. That's why I just bought Ben Seidel. If you ever want to know, he's an amazing guy. Ben, you just saw him. I think his copywriting course. Mm-hmm. I'm constantly reading, but here's the thing: I give everybody the benefit of the doubt, because maybe there's something in there that all I need. I buy a book for $14 or $20. Mm-hmm. I need one sentence in there to like alter my viewpoint, and it's worth the $15.
Yeah. That's part of my point too. It's I don't expect everybody to have everything, but you don't need everything to do something.
Right.
I mean, you know how to market. Why are you still reading books? Are you missing something, or are you just getting more and better information?
Just get better at it.
It's constant refining.
So there's you just need the minimum to get through.
Well, I'll give you the exact answer to that question, because there is an exact reason. I mean, I just bought this course from him, and the reason why I bought it from him is because he's not a stage-like guy. He's not a Dan Kennedy. Dan Kennedy's got stage. He's a stage-like guy. He's in the stage, got the lights on his face, and he's standing there telling you, buy my shit. Oh. And everybody that's in marketing knows Dan Kennedy. Mm-hmm. But this dude is like in his basement or in his office, and he's like, he gets paid wicked money. He outdoes Dan Kennedy. But nobody knows him. This course this is something he just put together just recently because people want to know what he does, because he wins any affiliate program he writes for. He wins it hands down. He doesn't have a bunch of books. He's not on the newsstands. He's just an underground guy that I found by mistake. You know how I found him? Mm-mm. It's a long story. So I was at a convention in Nashville probably 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago at this point, about search engine optimization with this group that I paid $10,000 to be there. Okay?
Oh.
And it was a 5-day weekend. And you had to be bonded to be in the room. Okay? Because it was like intense.
Top secret.
It was just intense. In that room, I met a guy at lunchtime that sells he has an online blog. He has one blog, and he's a heavy-duty day trader or investor. And he has like a membership for like $97 or something like that, where he gives you suggestions for trades every day. Okay?
Yep.
Has 40,000 members. So I was asking him, how do you get 40,000 members? Because I'd like to have 40,000 people following me. 40,000 an email list of 40,000 people about flipping houses.
I'm still doing the math. 40,000 times 97. Well, just call it 100.
Times 100.
Just call it 100.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's great.
Yipes.
Okay?
Yeah.
So I started asking him questions, and I became friends with him. Well, now we blah, blah, blah. We do a few things together. Now it's like 6 months ago. I'm like, I want to start working on my email list. I want to start building it. I'll call up my dude. And I call him up. I hadn't talked to him in 6 or 8 months. Hey, how's it going? Blah, 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 blah. He said, hey, you should listen to this guy, which was Ben Seidel. So I didn't find him on the internet. It was like another professional was like, Here's who you should. Out of all the shit that I've ever done, this guy's he's got the best information. Now I pay $100 a month to be on his newsletter. He sent me some course pack, was 500 pages. It took me literally, I think, 7 or 8 days. I devoured it. I couldn't put the book down. Up till 12, 1 o'clock every morning. I take the book with me in my car. If I had 10 minutes, if I was sitting in a traffic light, I would reach it. I mean, I was just like all over it. It was flipping amazing.
Wow.
So to answer your question with this long story is that once you kind of like start doing an industry and you like get on the inside, not like in the inside circle, it's like you elevate because you have production.
Mm-hmm.
You'll meet more and more powerful people. And if you want to get an education, a big time education, maybe Emma can find this book. It's called The Millionaire Next Door. I don't even know who wrote it, Emma. The Millionaire Next Door. I haven't read that book in probably 8 or 10 years, but I think about it all the time. He did a survey or interviewed, I don't know, a lot of people, thousands, I think. Right? Emma will get it in a minute.
I'm going to pull it up just because I want you to recognize the cover.
She's putting it on a screen so I can see it. It's got money on it. Yeah, there you go, yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
Which one?
Either one.
Looks like the
They're
first,
in the same edition. They're both by
the first one with the money.
The green one
cover.
is the one I read. Just click on it and let's look on the one down, the one below that. It's $10. Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
I paid more than that for it. Can you see it, Naomi?
10th edition or something.
The author.
Yeah.
The
So
author's
what?
right here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Stanley.
Who is it?
William Danko. Thomas Stanley and William Danko.
Yeah, Thomas Stanley and William Danko. So scroll down to the description. Is there a description or somewhere?
Yeah.
Does it say how many people they surveyed?
So
I see 4.5 stars, 2,700 reviews.
Almost 3,000.
yeah, that's the only description they gave.
Yeah.
And what
Okay.
about actually
Never mind. That's fine. So yeah, they're in the back. There you go. Anyways, they interviewed millionaires.
Right.
Like, how do they live? What do they do? And it was fascinating because they're like next door to you, and you don't know it.
Right.
They live in these conservative houses, kind of like my house is 1,400 square feet. I don't need a big house. I could be worth billions and nobody would know it.
Right.
I would
right.
not change, and I would not change this house. I need to spend some money to fix it up,
Right.
because I'm so damn busy. I don't do anything anymore, which I'm going to do this year. Right, but the point is that the millionaire next door, you don't know who they are.
Right.
put the link in chat.
Thank you. She put it in the Facebook chat.
Nice.
So, I lost my train of thought why we were talking about that, but it's an amazing book.
Yeah, my dad, as a barber, had many customers, and a lot of them were really wealthy people, and he knew the owner of Ames department stores, which you had up in this area, and he drove a beater car, and he had just a house, and he didn't dress up fancy. He was just a guy,
Yeah.
but he was doing really well.
Yeah.
And they're just people,
So that's what my point is once you start elevating and you start meeting these people and you start chumming around with them, they had a path of success. So like, just find out what books do they read, what, just not henpeck them or anything like that, but just kind of like stick to them.
Right.
Or ask good questions, ask advice. Not that I'm one of those people, but obviously I know how to buy and sell real estate. And here we are. I don't know how many people are on the live chat right now. What does it say up there? How many people? There's 3 people or 5 people or something like that on the live chat. That's just insane. I mean, yeah. You know what I mean? If they knew what I could do for their lives just by my experiences, and it's my own fault because it's just a hobby for me. We buy and sell houses. It's like I spend time looking for people and do some marketing, but it's not a full-time job for me. It's like that's not my main thing.
Right.
My main
Right.
thing is flipping our houses, right? And I do this as kind of like a hobby, So the point is that I chum up with people that have bought. I mean, because of what I have done. I mean, for example, we were at a meetup last week, and this dude just walked in like 6:45. We started 7. It was the worst time in the world for me to talk to him. But it's like he's a private money lender, and he has him and his family, his brothers and his father have money, and they wanted to know if I would be interested. Right?
Cool.
He drove down there. Did he say how he heard of you?
I didn't ask him. I didn't have enough time. He just
Right.
just
This
knew
is, like,
because
the
I was
worst.
out there.
Right.
Yeah, because I'm getting ready for an event and I'm not thinking about raising money.
I
But I
mean,
have his
it's-
card and he sent me an email. You know, I mean, he's like pursuing me.
Yeah.
So the point is that because of my position, they're not going to do that for you. You know what I mean, Peter?
Mhm.
You know, so it will if you change it. But that's all I'm saying is that when you get inside, you kind of like get more and more data. So you ask me why did I buy? That's I'm answering a question. Why did I buy the copywriting course? Because it's a new level of knowledge that piqued my interest and just make me better. Because you can never be the best. I don't believe that. I think the best is not an absolute.
No, well, there's
Just
no
like-
game after that. If
Right. Just like you
How
have to
do you
take
end?
a shower every day.
Yeah.
You know, just how all of that you have to constantly refine, constantly refresh.
You have to take a shower every day.
I try to.
so, what's the best answer then for the people that are worried if they're missing something?
Okay, so the thing to do is to put some time in. I mean, obviously we give a lot. Obviously, the 2 courses are the blueprint course for $97. If you just want to know how the business works and you're worried about, it's all right there. So it walks you through all the steps. Or just go into the Flipping Houses for Rookies. Both of them are there. .com. And the other course is how to buy real estate with no loan. Right. So the other thing you could do is there are other people. I think Ron LeGrand has a book. What is it called? Quick Real Estate. Or
Quick Turn
Real Estate.
Quick Turn Real Estate.
That's a good book.
Yep.
You know, there's guys that have stuff like that. Ron LeGrand's a great guy. I've learned a lot from him. You know, I owe him a lot. Yeah. I mean, there are places you can get it. The question is how long of a runway you want.
Right. Because I've looked at some of those, and I'm not going to mention names. The data's there, but it's not organized.
Yeah.
I mean, I looked at one site, and well, here's all my stuff. And I go, wait a minute, where do I start? And it wasn't in
Right.
sequence. It's like,
Right.
pick, whoa, you know?
Right.
I had my mandolin student bought a book yesterday. The 50 first songs you should learn. You know, the third one was Led Zeppelin.
Really?
Yeah, Battle of Evermore. Go listen to it. I don't think you're doing that as your third song. Sorry. So I'm picking a little bit. I am, because some things I don't trust. That's why you and I, and you recently, have gone through these things and maybe use me as the guinea pig and her and whoever else. So you put it in a sequence.
Right.
So it's if not
Digestible.
all there, enough there. Will you learn something after the course? Probably. But is it enough to do the deal? Yes. And that's what I'm actually trying to say. That I just know some guys will not present it in a way that's easy enough for you to get. If you want to spend a lot of time sifting through, but I'm an educator. People
Right.
will not sift through.
Right. I think what
They
you're
can't
saying
do
is
that.
is you don't want to
They
give
won't.
you don't want to give a steak to a baby. It needs to be
That's what I'm trying to say. Do not give steaks
steaks
to babies. Go ahead, finish your
Nailed
thought. Sorry.
That was my thought. It was brilliant, I know, but
All right, so all I'm saying is for, you know, and it sounds like I'm pitching a course, and I'm not, because honestly I have too many people asking me this question, and I just want to put an end to the madness because I want to, carry on. Took me 14 years, $60,000 plus dollars. I lost track at $60,000 plus dollars to learn my education. I learn every day with
Yeah.
you and I talk, and
Yeah.
Naomi and I talk, Pete and I talk. We learn every week, every day.
right.
Things are changing. If you want all of that experience and money and ability, it's all wrapped up in a $300 course, honest to God. So it took me 14 years to learn it, and it's going to take you 1 day to learn it.
Wow.
And
And if you think I'm full of shit, sign up, and you get to the end of the course, and I'll refund you your money if you think I'm full of shit. I don't even have guarantees. I don't give guarantees because it's just worth it.
yeah. Now, I want to say something about that, because you think, well, you can't have 14 years in 1 day. What you have in any subject, when you get really, really good at it, you find the simplicity of everything. It's just
Yeah.
this, and this, and don't forget about all that other stuff
Yeah.
that you think about, and should I do that? No. You do
Yeah.
this at a simplicity that gets the job done better than with all the crazy.
That's how you tell the
Right?
difference between an expert and an amateur.
Yeah.
Is the amateur sitting there,
trying to figure out, thinks that
Figuring-
every single piece of information is
Right.
important, and he's trying to hang on
Right.
to it.
And it's just kind of like,
And the pro picks out the jewels, the cherry picking jewels, and does those. Well, if you don't believe me, just read the book Perry Marshall.
yeah.
I'm full of books this morning, aren't I?
I love books. I think I order a book every week. And
Oh,
none
yeah.
of them are fictional. There's something wrong with me. They're all self-help and like
That's me. So
there's something.
No, it's been
and-
said that even when a person reads a fiction book, they're looking for something, some answer,
Some sort of
something to
answer.
help them somehow.
Right.
How to
And-
defeat whatever. Even in a fiction book, some
And-
inspiration.
Perry Marshall 80-20 rule.
Perry Marshall what?
Perry Marshall Perry
What's the name of the book?
80-20 rule.
Somebody just said that to me the other day. 80%, 20%. They're just it's probably from that then.
Right.
Yeah, that one there.
Yeah, I've heard him mention it before, but then someone else
Perry
said
Marshall.
it. Oh, there it is.
So 20%, 80% of your income comes from 20% of your effort. I didn't think about this. One of the two of you said something, but I didn't think about this at all. None of the three of us do this full time.
No.
It's like 80% of my income comes from flipping houses, but I only do it about 20% of the time.
Right.
I mean, I volunteer at a church, right? I mean, last night I went out to dinner with my sister. Had an amazing dinner. Oh my God, it was amazing.
Nice.
Was that 99 at the 99 house?
The 99?
Yeah.
That's like the middle level restaurant? What'd they do?
But apparently it was.
I had ribs and a potato. It was amazing. I had a great time with my sister.
Wow.
It was, and then after that, I went up to the smoke shop and hung around with the guys. It was, and I don't do that often,
Wow.
but I did it last night. I was just like, never on a Wednesday night, but I just did it, and it's only because the reason why I work so hard is because I can't stop. I'm one of those guys that if I slow down, then it's like sometimes you eat the bear, sometimes the bear
Bear
eats you.
eats you. Yep.
It's like, yeah, I'm one of those kind of guys that if I slow down, life will eat me. So I got to constantly my mind is one of those kind of minds where I have to be creating and, thinking and building a group and helping other people. Right? I didn't realize this until I actually looked this word up the other day. Altruistic. I had no idea what that word meant. That's me. I definitely am altruistic. Am I saying it right?
No.
Huh? How do you say it?
Altruistic?
Altruistic.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you're kind of altruistic, too.
Yeah.
No, I say that because you cover a lot of ground.
Yeah, so tell them what it means now.
Well, that's altruistic. I don't have a derivation on that. I should check one day.
Oh, let's take a look
but
here.
altruistic is somebody that helps other people. They have more. I was just looking at a book you handed to
Well,
Naomi
that's not
about.
the definition I got.
Oh,
They help other people, but it's a
Yeah.
selflessness.
yeah, that's what I was getting at.
They don't do it for
Kind
a
of like-
reason.
No, you gave Naomi a book about an executive,
Yep.
and somewhere in there, it says like a leader does it not for the gratification,
Yep.
just for like the gratification of having support.
Yeah.
Like if you get support to do what you're trying to do, like
To make the group bigger and better.
yeah, thank you for your support, so we can do what I'm trying to do.
Right.
Yeah, when people back you up, that's all you're asking for.
And my purpose right now is to make it so every American can have the ability to buy and sell real estate without spending $30,000 in 5-year education.
Wow. Yeah, altruistic, showing a disinterested and selfless concern for the well-being of others, unselfish. Yeah, that's definitely you, Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it.
Huh.
All right, let's go on. Let's not talk about me anymore. Get the spotlight off my face.
All right. See, he's so altruistic.
How about paying for the property or paying monthly payments? I just did a seminar, and that was the main button. Is they're worried about, okay, so if I make the offer and they say yes, they said yes, oh my God, what am I going to do?
Right. Right.
I got a student that I just signed up, a coaching client that I just signed up, and he had a banging subject to deal. It was book perfect. He didn't buy it because he's got a I'll just say it because I don't know any other way to say it. He has a euphoric seller.
Huh.
So go ahead, Peter. Tell him what that means.
Well, a person who's euphoric thinks things are just fine. Everything is great, but they're not. And just kind of la through life. And isn't everything grand? Smell the roses. Turn around. There's a bear behind you.
Yeah.
Right.
What bear? I don't
So
see
they
bears.
have problems, but they kind of like ignore the problems and think everything's just doing good.
Wow.
So it's kind of like
I should get on the
airy-fairy,
phone with
cloud
them.
nine. Yeah, totally.
Tell them like,
But they're in for.
You trying to burst their bubble?
yeah. I did a study last year. I talked to hundreds and hundreds of people in their situation because I was on the call, so I know their situation.
Yeah.
And I've seen the end of the road. And I also know the mental point that they're at right now, where they are actually led to believe by the people involved that there is a solution. It's going to be workable and it's going to be done pretty quickly. They're so wrong.
Yeah, and what we have as part of the coaching group is we use WhatsApp. I have a private group, and we all have a group text, so we're all part of it. And since he's been all in the messages have been blowing up since yesterday afternoon because he knows that he didn't present to them correctly, right? And we talked about that way in the beginning of the podcast, is when to make an offer. There's an exact time to make an offer,
Right.
and if you miss that exact time, the chances just diminish every minute you go longer, or every minute you try to do it before. Right, so there's an exact time to make an offer to get accepted. You know what I mean? And it's just he just didn't do it right. So in the chat, it's like, everybody's like back and forth. So we got to get on the phone with him and just straighten him out. He was all nervous. He's like, I didn't get the house. I'm like, no, that's not true. We're going to go back. Their situation has not changed. We're going to go back, and we're going to talk to him again, and we still have a shot. And he kind of calmed down, and it was good.
Yeah.
But the message thing is pretty good. So, all right. So here's the thing. How about paying for the property or paying the monthly payment once you buy it? Okay. So here's the thing I want to talk about. It is such a lie that you need money to buy real estate, and people think that's a scam. And I'm gonna arrest that myth right now. Okay.
Yay.
Realtors, how do they get the money to buy the real estate?
Such a good question.
How do they get the money?
Yeah, because
where do they get the money from?
Sign here.
Where do they get
Right.
the money from? Answer the question.
The eventual buyer.
The buyer.
Yeah.
So why can't we do that?
Exactly.
That's the
Why
answer.
can't?
Well, it doesn't take us 6 months usually.
It's more like 1 month, 4 weeks. Otherwise, we're done.
Now, realtor gets 6% to do that.
Yeah.
We get a lot more than 6% because we just talk to the people and they give us equity to solve their problem. So somebody has a $100,000 house,
Yeah.
right? And they agree to sell it to us for $90,000. We just got 10%, not 6%, right? And how did we close on that house? We went and found our buyer,
Yeah.
right? So I can't emphasize it enough, and this is just what you guys were talking about before, is simplicity. Because after a while, I actually wrote a little paragraph about being simple. I should have brought it with me. I'll bring it next week. About me being simple and why I'm simple, because I want to live more. I want to do more. So, like you said before, I cover a lot of turf. I kind of get around, and it's only because everywhere I am, I try to keep it simple, and it all kind of works, right?
You have to.
Yeah, totally.
You have to.
So the simple thing is message to market match.
Yeah.
That's a Dan Kennedy statement. I didn't even make it up. I mean, he's got this little triangle. It's like you do. His thing is the 3 M's. It's message, market, and media. Right? You put those 3 things together, and you're simple, right? So here's another one. This is the bombshell. This is new. I've never said this on the show before.
Here
This
comes
is new.
Naomi.
Is
This
it a
is
blonde bombshell? Or just a
where-
regular bombshell?
Where
No,
is she?
Naomi.
Wow.
Naomi. Naomi.
We're
I'm
going to
teasing.
break it
I'm
up
just-
this morning, Peter.
Hang on, I got to straighten her out. Naomi, it's a redhead.
Yeah. Don't you remember
We
that from the show
remember.
before? Yeah. If you, See, that's what happens. If you want to persuade me, or if you want to distract me, or if you, and I'm not talking about like red hair like Emma. I'm talking about bright red, like orange hair. Just put a redhead in the room, my age,
Right.
with the description I gave you last week,
And
you can have anything you want because I just go. "Bleh."
Just find a restaurant.
And my wife
know.
hates it.
Find a
My
restaurant
wife
with-
hates it because we'll be somewhere and we'll be in a restaurant and a redhead
Restaurant.
walk in and she's like, over here, over here. I'm your wife. I'm over here. Hello. Just totally like
It's some kind of
I don't
virus.
know what it is.
We don't know. It's a virus. We don't
it's
know.
a weird thing.
It's a
It's like
virus.
I'm a robot and somebody just shuts my switch off and I go.
Just watch it. Watch it when you're in restaurants. I've seen it happen. It's funny. You can't say a thing.
I
You just
start
watch.
fumbling around and I like drop shit and I like dribble and it's ridiculous. It's like such a weird phenomenon.
This is great
Yeah.
information.
Next time
Going into
Naomi
the little
negotiates money with me, she's going to be doing it next to a redhead.
Yes. I'm gonna advertise on Indeed.
I mean,
and
there's a
all
little
kinds
bit more than just the red hair. There's a few
Oh,
other body features that
I
we're not going to talk about
remember-
on air. But
I remember the very
Oh,
detailed list.
She remembered that list from the podcast. What podcast was that? 85, I
Last
think it was, right?
week.
It was last week.
85. And my daughter's
It was-
in the room, too, okay? So can we
Right.
stop talking
It
about
was.
this?
It was so detailed. I was scared.
And we wonder why people.
Who's a redhead, yeah. Well,
And
not
we-
that kind of red hair, though. I want you to get
He
that.
was
It's
saying
different.
bright.
We're talking
orange
Ronald McDonald.
carrot top.
Yes, carrot top.
Carrot top.
I'm more auburn.
And we wonder why people send us
And it's
angry
because
messages.
and it's because of
Stop
one
it.
girl, and she knows who she is. One girl.
What's the next
I had
question?
no
Bill?
idea where I was.
What's the next
I'm
question,
like
so
Bill?
totally
you
like,
said-
woo!
You said, sorry about that.
Started with a blonde bombshell.
Bombshell.
Oh, okay.
Started with
Here it is. I got
bombshell.
it. So listen to me carefully.
It's got it.
Out of 86 shows, this is the most profound, most absolute, stable datum, most positive thing, most enthralling, most inviting thing that you could put in your mind. You ready? I gave it to you yesterday.
I know, a red bombshell.
A red bombshell. You want to do it or you want me to do it?
Go ahead.
You want me to do it? Okay.
Go ahead.
No, you better.
So
finish.
here's the entire business in one sentence. And if you absolutely understand this, you will make millions of dollars. Ready?
I'm listening.
Yep. I got to get it straight.
Naomi, you better. Can you write
'Cause I
this
said it
down?
about 3 different ways. Can you remember how I said it?
No, are you talking about the presentation?
Yeah. So if you find the right person at the right time and make the right offer, you'll buy a house. So if you find the right person at the right time and give them the right offer, you will buy the house. So everything we do, all the marketing, all the scouring, all the MLS and FSBOs and yellow letters and is to find the right person. Now, if you look at the system that we're talking about, which is the system we're using now, you have opening callers, then you have closing callers, and then you have deal meetings, right?
Yep.
If you think about it, the opening caller, its sole purpose is to find the right person.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all they do is to find the right person.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? The closing caller, all they're doing is seeing if it's the right time.
Mm-hmm. Oh well.
And then the
Yeah.
deal meeting is
The
it the
right
right offer?
offer.
Because you get in the house, you make sure that the house is okay, and you say, here's what I can do.
3 components.
Now, why is the closing call at the right time? I thought that was like checking the offer when they
Okay.
do that. Why would you say that?
I just explained it to you, but you were too busy in law.
No, and you I didn't
Giving
get
you a hard time today.
I didn't get. Yeah, you are. I didn't get it because
Okay.
what I understand from the closing call, you ask them for some more questions. What kind of deal they're open?
Can you buy
to.
the house without looking at it?
No.
Okay, that's the reason why.
What? Are
Can
there?
you buy the house without looking at it?
No.
Okay, then that's the reason why. What you need to know is, if I come out there and I give you a subject to offer and I like the house, will you say yes? Mm-hmm. It's the right time.
Oh, on that question.
On the set, when
Yeah.
the closing caller
Yeah.
is asking, if I come out there and present to you a lease option deal,
Will
would you accept it?
Yeah, and you're also asking. We're going to do paperwork, And if they say yeah, then you know the timing would be right if the offer's right when you get there and the house is right. Okay, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was just thinking the first part, but that's at the end. Got it.
Yeah.
Kate.
Makes sense?
Yeah, because I'm thinking.
Come on, I wanted to give you more of a hard time.
No, that's not for today. I was thinking the guy today that we're going to see. The timing is right because the family just moved out like yesterday, and he wants to sell it. So I know the timing's right. I've been talking to you guys
Great.
since last summer. I know that for sure.
Great.
And what did you just say?
Follow
Something
up.
you were talking about with some house that we're into. It's like the timing was the same thing.
Right. Initially, the lady said no, absolutely not, and it just something intuition or whatever. I just kept following up with her, which I definitely do not do that with everybody.
Right.
But this particular lady, I was like, something was up here,
Right.
and now it's switched, and she's gosh, she's practically crying on the phone.
So you're going to spend. Go ahead.
I threw the
Quickly.
paperwork away on this guy
Yeah.
because I had never done we didn't have the data closing calls, so I was
Yeah.
just getting to the house.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, I need all my cash all now. Like, okay, thanks, never mind. No, I would never do
Right.
that. Okay, never mind. I threw it away. He called me 3 weeks ago.
Wow.
And I didn't even
see?
answer. And I didn't answer the phone. I said, "Nah." I let it go.
Yeah.
When he did call me and I answered, I said, "You'd be proud of me." He says, "I don't think I can buy your house."
Good.
Yeah.
Good job,
I said,
Pete.
Why? He says, "Well, you want all the money, all the cash, and all that stuff. I'm not living in it. I need to do something else. I couldn't do it that way." He
Right.
says, "Well, what could you do? The house is free and clear, right? Yeah. The only thing I might be able to do is if we did owner financing. That's the only thing I could probably do."
Mm-hmm.
Well, how's that work? Well, we figure out how much it costs. We figure out how much we could make, and I give you some, I keep some, you get some, and we go on.
Mm-hmm.
Can you come see it next week? Uh-huh. I didn't have any paper in front of me. He's
See?
like, and I just threw that
Yeah.
at him. He said, fine. So I reconstructed the paperwork from memory and the internet.
So I want
Beautiful.
to help you with that script.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because it goes like this. Well, what was the question? How does it work? Is that
Yeah.
so? Here's how it works.
Mm-hmm.
We do all the paperwork now.
Mm-hmm.
I make you monthly payments
Mm-hmm.
until we can pay you off.
Right.
That's
Yeah, it's right on the script, but I had just picked up the phone.
You literally just
Yeah.
So you're winging
And I had
it.
taken them out of my caller ID because I put my hot people on my caller ID.
Yeah.
Because when they call, I know if it's somebody selling me insurance, a guitar student, or a house.
Right.
Or don't bother me. So I didn't even have that. So like, hey, Stanley. But it was fine.
So can you repeat that for me, please?
Yes, we do all the paperwork now. We make payments, and then we pay you in full when we sell the house.
And we make payments until
We make payments until
we pay you off.
we pay you off.
So
Yeah.
that might be 7 years. That might be 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
So we do all the paperwork now,
Do all the paperwork now.
and then make monthly payments until we can pay you off.
Yep.
Mhm.
Oh, by the way,
Mm.
yeah, for our listeners,
Mhm.
there's another one of those simplicities. How many people do we have to talk to? How many paragraphs? How many phrases?
How many
times-
conversations in the room
I
here?
know.
What should we say? How about we don't say?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm trying to tell people. It's the simplicity. It's not how much you can get. No, I want all 14 years of Bill's experience and knowledge. No, you don't.
Yeah,
You don't.
I
You
want the
want-
successful actions.
Right.
You want the
Right.
You don't want all the coal. You don't want all the heat.
Right.
You just
All
want
the bad times.
What'll work?
no. Follow me, guys. You don't want all the coal. You don't want all the heat. You want the diamond in the end.
That's right. Oh, God.
Oh, the
we went from
diamond.
entertainer to comedian.
No, that's not true. That's the entertain. No, think about
That's
that.
the
That-
entertainment
Educator.
part.
That's the entertainment part. But think about that. That's true.
Infotainment,
You go.
are?
Yeah,
Infotainment?
it's infotainment. But think about that. You go through a lot. There's heat. There's black. There's bad. There's good. There's all this stuff. And if you can get it all together and synthesize it, you got a diamond.
Right.
I'm trying to tell you,
So
you're
that's
a
the
diamond,
diamond
Bill.
that he's selling for only $300.
Yeah.
Yes, and you have
Well,
to
what's
get
the
that.
definition of
Wow.
success? We covered that in one of the podcasts.
Doing the things that worked and not the things that didn't.
Right. Doing more things that worked,
Worked and less things that-
things that didn't.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So not to critique, but it makes a difference, right? Doing
Yeah.
more things that worked and less things that didn't.
Yeah, I did that with.
So that's what I'm giving you
Right.
is the
Yeah.
things
Things
that
that
work,
work.
and then if you're not doing these things, then stop doing the other things.
Sure. I helped somebody that wasn't feeling too well. I said, no, don't worry. Just do more of the things that'll help you and less of the things that aren't.
Right.
And their health is improving in a few days.
Right.
They kind of
Exactly.
figured it out, but I'm just pointing out that's all they're doing.
Yeah.
More good, less bad. I mean, how,
Right.
You're worried about my diet. Well, eat more good, a little less bad. Just start tweaking a little bit.
Right.
I had to
Yeah.
do that recently. Look at my joints.
Yeah, they
See, look at that, baby.
wow.
Okay, so let's summarize and get out of here. Emma's giving me the cue over there. So we covered, do you worry or wonder if you can get through a deal? We covered that.
We did.
We covered how do you find a buyer? We covered that, right?
Mm-hmm.
To some extent. I mean, basically it's we're doing it with Zillow and Facebook, right? And we show you how to do that. Do you wonder if you're missing something? We covered that, right? Do you have attention on having the correct market values so you don't overpay?
Right.
We covered that to some extent. Honestly, just to recap that, just type
Yeah.
into Google the address and just go to find 3 or 4, Zillow and
Right.
Realtor.com and just take an average and you're done.
Yeah. Similar properties. Yeah.
But more importantly, when you're buying the way we buy, is you tell the people we're going to bring the house to the market and let the market tell you. And if you're not obligated, you only have a $100 deposit. What's the difference? If it doesn't
Exactly.
sell, what's the big deal?
Exactly.
Right. How about, and then we covered how about paying for the property or the monthly payments once you buy it.
Mm-hmm.
We covered that because that's happening with our buyer. So all that comes down to is a message to market match. Just
Right.
know some of the marketing that to use, and we show you how to do that in this new course. And what you do is you go find the buyer. That's what a realtor does, right? So you don't have to worry about paying because if you structure the deal, like for example, if you know you don't have any money, you just make the deal so you don't have to make the first 3 payments. So the 90 days while you're looking for the house, you have it for free
Yeah.
until you find your buyer.
Yeah.
When your buyers, and the answer to that question is how do you pay for a house? And here's the answer to the question. When the buyer starts paying me, I'll start paying you, Naomi.
There you go.
And that's what you tell your seller. When the buyer starts paying me, I'll start paying you. That's the answer.
Right.
That's one of those questions or one of those statements that, like we're talking about, it's just too simple. But a lot of people don't get how simple it is or how much work went into those words.
Right.
That's the big thing. Is our listeners don't realize how much work goes behind the
It's
things that we tell them, and they don't take them. There's not enough value in it.
Right. They don't realize those words are diamonds
Yeah,
that have been like
Yeah.
before the coal. that went through
thousands
the
and
fire.
thousands of offers to
Yeah.
figure that out. Some of them,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like I'm telling you right now, I'm going to beat the crap out of that drum. This drum is going to be beaten so much that we're going to need like
New
200
drums?
drum sets. Okay, if you buy a house.
I'm going to order some extra drum heads.
Yeah. So it's like if you find the right person at the right time with the right offer, you will buy a house. And that's all you need to know about real estate. You need to find the right person at the right time with the right offer.
Right.
You will buy a house. End of story. Now, how do you do that and what are the mechanics? Well, those are where the different courses come in, and that's where I've showed you and things like that.
Yeah.
Right? Now, the last thing we need to cover, and then we can scoot out of here. Did you ever think those voices in your head were just voices in your head? Peter, this one's for you.
No thanks.
Because you got a lot of voices in your head. You tell me about them all the time. All your questions and considerations, and just like you had a couple today.
Mm-hmm.
Not that we all don't have them, but you definitely voice yours to me.
Mm-hmm.
So those are your voices in your head.
Yeah, I don't think I have that many. It's just I
There
like
you go
knowing.
again. There you go.
What?
Just what we were talking about. You don't know what you don't know, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I
Well,
have
no,
that
I'm
many.
saying I don't say I don't. No, I'm not saying I don't. I know everything. I'm saying I don't have that many voices. I don't worry that much, and partly because I have you to help me.
Right.
Number one, but I like knowing what I'm doing. So if there's something, I just like to know what it is, so I know what I'm doing.
Right.
I don't like to be an amateur at
Well,
anything.
then you need to go on and study the new course.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's there.
Sure.
It's for you.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So, at the end of the day, here's how we're going to end off the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Stop taking your own advice,
Yeah.
unless
Yeah.
you've done it or experienced it, and you've actually physically gone through it yourself, not
Right.
mentally, because there's a big disconnect between what you think and what you do. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I came up with, let's do this.
Right.
And I'll propose it to my staff, and then next thing you know, like, they're trying to do it and it doesn't work because it's like the physical universe and the mental universe didn't match. It's like the theory didn't work.
Right.
You know, I mean, think of it this way: if you had to move furniture in your room, like if my wife said to me, "Move furniture in the room," and the couch is on one wall, she's like, "I want to put it over here." And you drag it all the way over there, right? It's a heavy couch. It's one of those sleep-on couches with a bed and everything in it. Right? So you drag it all the way to the other side of the room, and it doesn't fit. And she's like, put it over there. And you drag it all the way over there, and it doesn't fit. And then, okay, it's got to fit on that wall. Just drag it back over there, right? It's all work, right? It's energy
Right.
expounded, right? It's
Right.
just gone energy, right?
Right.
Or she can say, I want to move the couch. Where do you want to put it? Over there. Okay, grab a tape measure, measure the couch, bring it over there. It won't fit here, sweetheart. How about over there? It won't fit here, sweetheart. Okay. Or even better, get a piece of paper and make her draw it out. Say, when you got a roadmap for me, I'll move the furniture.
Right. Right.
Right? Now that's being a little bit, but I'm not going to say that to my wife because she'll like harpoon me. Okay. And Peter knows my wife. She would. It would be like, "Meow," and she's very nice and very polite, but she knows how to talk to me.
You've met your match.
Oh, totally, yeah. She's my wife for a reason, because she can carry her own weight. So, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You take the tape measure out and you measure it. I've done that for you. In these courses, I've done that for you. I've taken the tape measure out and I've said to you, okay, so you want to do this, you want to do that? Okay, here, let's take the tape measure out. Let's measure it. Let's see where we can do it, and let's work it out. And I'm giving you those tools. And that's what I've done is I've laid it out for you. I have this little diagram, and it's like, yeah, the couch is going to go over here, and the chair's going to go over here, and the table's going to go over here, window's going to go there, and it's all mapped out. Because I've done it so many times. So stop taking your own advice. Unless you're getting the results you want.
Exactly.
If you're not getting the results you want, stop taking your own advice. That's probably what it should say. If you're not getting the results you want, stop taking your own advice. Okay?
It's good.
We're going to jump over. Last thing, flipping houses for rookies.com. All the stuff we're talking about there. It's our new website. I'm getting a lot of compliments from it. I think we did a really good job there. So it's flippinghousesforrookies.com. Or you can go to flippinghouses4rookies.club. No. flippinghouses.club/podcast and go give us a review. We need some reviews.
Reviews are awesome.
Yeah, even any review, whatever it is, just if you think that whatever. Okay, so it's flippinghouses.club/podcast. All the episodes are there, and all the episodes are on flippinghouses4rookies.com. We are going to phase out the .club site in the next few months. So flippinghouses for rookies. Oh my God! See if I'm confused. Let's make it simple.
flippinghouses4rookies.com.
Go to flippinghouses4rookies.com. Everything is there. If you scroll down, everything's on the first page. All the podcasts are there. The courses are there. Emma did a great job with that. We're still working on it. Just go to flippinghouses4rookies.com and you will get everything you need. Okay? And then I want to drop the bombshell before we leave. I have a new idea.
I thought you weren't doing that anymore.
Drum roll.
So check this out. I pulled, and we're not using it yet, but I'm going to drop the bombshell right now. I pulled a phone number. It's 866-7-FLIP-IT. And it's for people to leave messages on if they have questions, they want to leave us reviews or whatever. For some people that don't, for people like me that would rather use a phone, we're going to have that live next week.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's 866-7-FLIP-IT.
They call?
They call.
And who answers?
It's a voicemail. You leave us a voicemail.
Got it.
So basically what I want to do is I want to start getting people to call up, like guys like Charles, who's the guy that was at the meeting. If he bought 5 houses, I want him to call and let other people know what we can do for them.
Yeah.
It's another place to leave reviews.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Nice.
So we are, I can't see the clock, way over our hour like usual. So there you go. Hour and 13 minutes.
Yeah.
So we're going to boogie out of here. We are going to, if you are part of our private group, which is Finding Deals. So if you go to facebook.com/Finding Deals, we go in there every day after the podcast for about a half an hour. It's kind of like Coaching 101. We're supposed to be helping you find deals, but we end up deal structuring and answering questions. So
a lot of good stuff.
So if you want any help, one-on-one direct help, that's a great place to go right now, because that's where we're going. Over and out.
Here we go.
Thanks for tuning in to the hottest real estate topics on the planet with Bill and Pete. If you want to continue learning how to buy and sell real estate without money or credit, head over to flippinghouses.club for some cutting-edge real estate wealth tools. Or contact us at info@flippinghouses.club.